Hey, it's Adam back again on the Brisbane Channel to keep you in the loop with what's been happening across Greater Brisbane this week. It's been a mixed bag this week, so we'll be jumping around a lot, starting with a report from global consultancy firm Turner & Townsend, which has found Brisbane to be the most expensive Australian city for construction. The firm analysed 99 cities globally, evaluating the cost per square metre for construction of 6 building types, with Brisbane ranking 36th out of the 99 global cities included. They determined the average cost per square metre to be over $3,100, almost $100 higher per square metre than Sydney, and higher than cities including Singapore, Dubai and Las Vegas. Turner & Townsend put Brisbane's high costs down to strong investment in construction to deal with the demands of a growing population, as well as for the 2032 Olympics, while the construction market is much smaller than in Sydney or Melbourne. This means the increased volume of construction projects will put significant pressure on the local supply chain, both for human and material resources. The report noted significant labour shortages across most categories within the construction industry. According to Turner & Townsend, the average wage for a construction worker in Brisbane is now $77 per hour. The situation is good news if you're a construction worker, but not so good if you're wanting to get some major infrastructure projects completed. I don't know, like an Olympic stadium, something like that, or some underground train stations, maybe making sure the flood of new arrivals have somewhere to live. The thing is, we're going to need them here to do the work if things are going to be completed on time or at all, so it's a tricky thing. And in case you're curious, the most expensive city globally, according to the report, was New York, with construction costs averaging over $5,700 US per square metre, followed by San Francisco, Zurich, Geneva and London. And while we're on construction and Olympics, there's been a bit of a change when it comes to the proposed Brisbane Arena. The state government removed the arena from its Olympic Games infrastructure delivery plan, putting it out for private investment, but in an address at the Queensland Media Club this week, Deputy Premier Jared Blay said that the arena would play a role in the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games, and that the project would go to procurement by the end of the year, with construction starting in late 2026 and into 2027. It's now been 2 weeks of Brisbane's new bus network. Everyone's experiences of the changes are different, as the alterations could make things better or worse depending on where your travel takes you and how you use the bus network. So I figured I'd highlight some of the experiences viewers of the channel shared in the comments of the last update video to give an indication of how the new network is going. Dads of Twins AU has had his direct journey become one with a transfer, which he said has taken the journey from a 30-minute trip to 56 minutes. Punished Pinecone 4772 has had his trip to the grocery store go from a 2-bus trip to a single direct trip. Oh Hey Yola 5416 has had 15 minutes added to their 45-minute trip. Mark's Judgy Car and their partner have had their trips shortened by 20 and 25 minutes respectively. So you can see there's very mixed experiences. It does seem that the changes have had a positive effect on congestion on the busways in and around the CBD, but that overall the changes have not been particularly helpful to those living in outer suburbs of Brisbane. I'd really like to look into that a little more deeply to see exactly what has improved and what has become worse. And I'm really talking about people's access to public transport and their ability to get to where they need to being affected, rather than just being inconvenienced by having to transfer once instead of taking a direct bus. If I do it, I'll be speaking with some impartial experts to put together a more informed and unbiased video. Fast food fans will soon have a new option in downtown Brisbane, with Wendy's planning to open on Queen Street Mall, just opposite King George Square in the building formerly occupied by Bupa. It will be the second Wendy's to open in Queensland, with the first having opened on the Gold Coast earlier this year. Wendy's is reported as hoping to open 200 restaurants across Australia by 2034. Plans submitted to Brisbane City Council for approval give an indication of how the venue will look, and Brisbane Development have used ChatGPT to create a mock-up of the facade with the Wendy's branding. I just wonder what this guy does when he has to use the roof. I'll let you know on the Brisbane Channel's Instagram when it opens. If you're thinking of having some painting work done, I couldn't recommend the sponsor of this video, YB Painting, enough. Their meticulous attention to detail is impressive, and with fixed pricing and a 5-year warranty on all their work, you can be sure there'll be no unpleasant surprises. If you're thinking of getting some painting work done, claim your 10% discount as a viewer of the Brisbane Channel by scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the video description. I have a few updates for you from Moreton Bay. This week, work officially began on construction of the 4-lane bridge and road at Young's Crossing in Joyner. The road is prone to flooding, which causes it to close to traffic an average of 12 days each year. This year, it's already been closed for 14 days. With $51.6 million of federal funding and $15 million from the state government, the final bridge and road are set to open in 2027. Moreton Bay City Mayor Peter Flannery has said that the council will be doing all they can to ensure the impact of construction on the regular flow of traffic is minimised over the course of construction.
A lot of the works we'll try and carry out during the night, so it doesn't have that impact on traffic movements. Wherever possible, we'll try and do that, but there will be some impacts during the day, so we'll try and limit that and still allow some type of traffic movement through here wherever possible.
Residents of Division 11 in Moreton Bay will soon be going to a by-election after their councillor Darren Grimwade handed in his resignation letter this week. He'll be moving to outback Queensland to support his wife as she takes up a new position there. And while we're in that part of Greater Brisbane, this week Moreton Bay City Council unveiled a new wheelchair-accessible swing called a We Go swing in Crockett Park near the Redcliffe Jetty. It's able to be used by 2 people at a time and is able to be used at any time without needing a key to unlock the facilities. They're also extending their All Abilities Park in Arana Hills with features for people who are blind or have low vision, and are upgrading Wooreen Beach with a Changing Places facility to include people with high support disabilities. Seems it's all happening up that way. Next update is that children will now have access to free emergency and general dental care on Bribie Island with a new dental van which will be at Bribie Island Satellite Health Centre. It will be free for children and adolescents aged up to 17 years who meet these criteria. The van is the newest addition to the Metro North Health School dental service that includes clinics in primary schools in Caboolture, Ferny Hills, Bracken Ridge, Strathpine, Humpy Bong, sounds like a happy place to be, Kipper Ring and Kalanga, as well as mobile dental vans at other locations. Let's jump now to Ipswich, where a landmark conservation agreement between Ipswich City Council and a private landholder has been made, which will enhance the protection of local wildlife, including koalas, echidnas, bandicoots, sugar gliders, among many others. The city's first ever voluntary conservation covenant is an agreement that involves the council providing the landowner with support to rehabilitate the land in line with its ecological values through measures such as tree planting, weed management, and holistic property management through a property management plan. It protects the land for conservation purposes in perpetuity, meaning it's binding for the current and future landowners, and is recognised under Queensland's Land Title Act 1994. In the recent video comparing the council budgets across the 5 LGAs, I mentioned Ipswich EnviroPlan levy. Well, part of that goes to acquiring land for environmental purposes, and landowners that enter into an agreement such as this one get a bursary that is used to rejuvenate the land with tree plantings and other activities that enhance the native ecosystem. Now to Redland, where concerns have been raised over the parking situation around Redland Hospital, which has sparked a safety review that is currently underway. Hospital workers, including nurses and administration staff, are required to pay $7.95 a day to park in the hospital's multi-level parking, which according to Councillor Peter Mitchell, sits around 75% empty. Meanwhile, senior clinicians get free parking. As a result, workers are parking in the streets surrounding the hospital, particularly on Wellington Street, which is a busy arterial road, raising safety concerns, particularly for shift workers walking a long distance to and from their cars at night. The parking fees are the domain of the state government, but Redland City Council are looking into what can be done to ensure the safety of hospital workers. We'll keep you updated here on the Brisbane Channel. About 5 months ago, we introduced you to the massive battery energy storage system, or BESS, that had begun construction in Brendale. The massive system will be part of the company Quinbrook's $2.5 billion supernode project on the site, which will be a new data center which connects to the world via the Taurus dark fiber data cable. Well, new footage captured by Adventure Explorers Media shows that the project has progressed dramatically since that last update. This is only stage 1 of the project, but we'll continue to follow the developments here on the Brisbane Channel. Now an update on a major development in downtown Brisbane, the building that is proposed to sit above the new Cross River Rail Station on Albert Street opposite the station entrance, build the Rainforest Tower. While the details of the proposal, which suggests the building will be completed around 2030, have been known for a while, what is new is that the Department of Education has signed an agreement to relocate to the building once completed, which would take up half of the anticipated 60,000 square metres of office space in the tower. The tower's design draws on many subtropical design principles, including cross-ventilated terraces which improve the thermal management of the building, as well as deep shading and planting integrated into the building facades. A quick update for football fans. Brisbane City Council has approved construction of a new football centre for the Wynnum Wolves at Carmichael Park after the old one was destroyed during the 2022 floods. It'll be funded by all 3 levels of government. There's plenty of events happening as always. A few of my picks for the coming week include World Press Photo, which opens at the Powerhouse on the 19th, Anywhere Festival, which runs until the 18th, and of course Brisbane Open House, which will be on next weekend, the 19th and 20th. Of course, members of the channel get access to the full list with hundreds of events each month, and their support also helps keep these videos going. Thanks to all these members for supporting the channel. I'm pretty sure you haven't watched this video yet, which looks at which of Greater Brisbane's LGAs have seen the biggest rates rises and what changes we can expect based on where councils will be spending our money. See you there or in the next video.